big rebounding series. They get a lot of threes off their offensive boards. They shoot so many of them, 44 a game, I think. So there's a lot of misses, and we got to box out. But we also have to understand that you can't just run to the rim and look up and think the ball's going to be there. The ball's going to bounce over your head on those long shots. So you kind of have to form a wider circle on your rebounding shot.
Steve, one aspect of Draymond's leadership is, texting guys at off hours, giving them messages, encouraging them, taking them out for a meal. What does that do for this group to have a guy like that who can reach out and get a guy when he really needs to hear from him?
Every team requires internal leadership. As a coach, you do what you can, you do your job, the staff does their job, but the guys have to lead themselves too. And there's usually kind of a pecking order that forms, and Draymond is the guy who happens to usually talk the loudest and say the most, and he has a lot of good things to say. So yeah, he's been great leading the team from within.
Steve, did you see the clip of LeBron reciting what happened in the beginning of the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
And there was applause afterwards. Did you think
there was applause?
Yes, because people thought it was so extraordinary.
Like, wow.
But I'm wondering, you played with Michael, and you have a really good memory retaining stuff that do you think that that's unusual?
No, not for a great player. I think great players remember everything. Like a quarterback.
Your guys do?
Yeah. Not all of them.
Name names?
No, I mean Draymond would be the same way. Like we'll be watching tape of a game from we played Houston in December or something, and guys would go, "Oh yeah, I remember that. This is what happened next." And so I mean, I don't think it's that rare, but the best players generally remember the most and have the sharpest memories.
I've heard players and coaches say often it's the losses too that play in their mind.
True. Yeah, losses hurt more than wins feel good in many cases, and but losses also lead to more growth and learning and experience, and you don't want to experience too much, but you do have to learn from your failures, and so we're constantly trying to push forward, win or lose, and just get better.
Do you think that memory retention is necessary in order for a player to be great?
I have no idea. I just know that the guys who really feel the game and see the game well, Andre, for example, could probably recite whole sequences for you. If you look back at a game 2 weeks ago, he'd be able to do that. So it doesn't. I don't think it's a requirement, but it doesn't shock me when I hear stuff.
Steve, what do you take away from the Clay Harden matchup when they've gone against each other on both ends of the floor?
Maybe the two best shooting guards in the league, but they go about it very differently. James going to dribble and Clay's going to shoot. So they're both awesome at what they do. It's fun to watch the contrasting styles.
How do you see Clay on the defensive end when he has a kind of battle like that?
Clay, that's what makes him special. Everyone highlights his shooting, which they should, but it's his defensive mindset. Just the way he hounds guys all game long, never relents, never gets too down. He's just got amazing stamina and strength to be able to play both ways for 38, 40 minutes.
Steve, does Clay talk trash at all?
No.
Most
just to his
guys
teammates.
do that.
To his teammates.
Yeah.
And not to his opponents.
Is that different for a defensive style? Usually those guys, you saw the Mark Morris thing, right? Those guys mix it up a little.
I just think everybody's different. Clay's just very quiet and stoic, but he's got a really great sense of humor in the group. He doesn't share it very often with you guys or his opponents, but he shares it with his teammates for sure.
Steve, you said that this felt like this team is the most locked in it's been all year. Was there a previous high water mark that you were kind of referencing? Is there a point in the regular season where you thought, okay, this is the most locked in we've been?
Yeah, 2015.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It feels like it's congealing at the right time. Is this this all part of the plan, or are you a bit surprised by the fact that you're able to get at this mark at this moment?
I'm not surprised. I mean, we did try to pace the team a little bit during the season, gave guys rest. I still would have preferred that they were more dialed in with key points in the season, but that's okay. This is when it really counts, and these guys know it. And the only thing that matters is that they're locked in right now and ready to roll.
From your perspective, what's it been like changing the starting lineup so much this season? Has it been kind of the same as any other year, or has it been a little bit more fun?
I think it hasn't really been a challenge on the court. The hard part is individually. It's no fun to tell Zaza that he's not going to start. It's no fun to put JaVale on the bench for 15 straight games and try to get those guys to stay in it. So it's more of an individual thing. As a coach, you want all your players to do well and to feel good about themselves and to succeed in their careers. And because of the way the league is leaning and heading, most of our lineup changes have happened at the center position. So it's not really that hard from a strategic standpoint. It's difficult from a personal standpoint, but these guys get it, and they're on board, and we're trying to do something special, and everybody's pulling in the same direction.
How much of a point of emphasis is keeping Harden off the free throw line, which you've done so successfully in the 2 games we played against you?
It's a huge point of emphasis because it's free points, and it's also a chance for them to set up their defense. They've built a very good defense here, and like any team, it's much easier to defend when the ball's being taken out of the net off of a free throw and you can get all 5 guys set up. We want to keep the pace going, so even if they're making shots, if we're not fouling them, we can keep the game going and keep our tempo where we want it and not have the game stop every time there's a whistle.
Are they a more talented version of San Antonio in terms of the pace they want to play at?
The pace would be the only thing I would compare. Yeah, pace. I mean, I guess if you looked at the numbers, they're probably playing at a similar pace to what San Antonio did, but the way they attack is entirely different.
Yeah. How much of a challenge is this team specifically to your normal defensive principles, whether it's a short close or some of the things that you might normally do against other teams?
Yeah, I think that's the point of what they do is they skew a lot of basketball rules, old school sort of fundamentals and defensive philosophies. They skew all that by putting so many three-point shooters on the floor and opening up the floor for their drives. And so you have to figure out where you're helping from and when. It takes a lot of intellect. So that's why we're fortunate to have guys like Andre and Draymond and Clay and KD. I mean, these guys get it. They can feel the game, and then you have to be versatile enough to rotate and get out to shooters and then still protect the rim. And it's a modern NBA. As you saw with Boston yesterday, guarding Cleveland's three-point shooters, guarding LeBron. It's the same thing. You need a bunch of 6'7" guys who can run and guard multiple spots, and we've got that.
Last one.
Is that it?
That's it.
What are you going to do?